What's up, guys? Welcome back to Diver Shakes. Me and Shenny in the house. We got our week 11 top 11. We got some review. Trevor, how'd you like this little weekend of football?
It was obnoxious, if I'm being honest. Very shitty. Um, Lots of upsets, lots of close games for some reason. Not a lot of high scoring games. A lot of nerves, a lot of nerves.
Yeah, that's that's for sure. This weekend definitely didn't go the way I expected. Um,
No,
we had a lot of close games, a lot of close games. Um, Bears Falcons. That was all the way down in the last 2 minutes. Justin Fields is an absolute stud, and I think Portnoy said it best for 58 minutes. He's a
yeah, he
stud
just
for 58 minutes. Those last two, he's lost. Like the clutch gene isn't there yet. I don't know if they don't want to win, get better picks. Uh, I mean, that could be the.
I think it's not there yet. I think that he has to grow into that. He has to do it once and then boom, oh, I can do this. Because at Ohio State, I feel like he never had to do that. He's blowing out teams. They're always blowing out teams in college. The NFL, like, those 2 minutes are the witching hour is the most important part of the day for some of these teams.
I think it's the witching hour has become the most electric hour in football because so many games absolutely flip on a dime. Um, and is it just me or do I hate how there is so many morning games and then the afternoon slate is three?
Yeah.
Like there's too much action in the morning and not enough action midday. Because I mean, we're the Pacific time zone, I guess you could say. So it's 3 hours difference. The games, I mean, start at 10 a.m. So football's all day Sunday. But for there to be so many games at that, I mean, I guess it favors the East Coast, so they don't have too many later games. But I'm more a fan of a balanced set. I'd
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I would like to see, five morning games, five middle games, one night game, or like that makes sense to me.
No, I mean, yeah, you're right, as in they're loaded completely backwards, in my opinion.
Because the witching hour that Scott Hansen so famously talks about is the last hour of the first slate of games, that morning slate from 12 to 1 our time. That is really like the most action packed energy hour of the day because there's so many games and there's usually like still 3 to 4 every weekend that are not even close to being done. Like the score could change any minute. So I love that. But then we get to the afternoon games and they put up some clunkers, dude. Like, I mean,
Yeah, they're just boring.
they were boring. Like we had the Raiders, Broncos. Broncos failed to score 18 points for every game this season. Yeah, boring. That's boring football. I mean, yeah, it goes to overtime and Raiders win it on a Devontae absolute cooked fucking route, dude. Did you see PS2?
Yeah,
Lost out there. Lost. And PS2 has became one of the best corners in this league. I think Patrick Surtain is top five.
Hay is just that dude.
But like Devontae said, he ain't there yet. He ain't on my level yet. I mean, we all thought the Raiders could do this all year long, but it just seems like that. I don't know, that playbook, the everything is just weird over there. But that was a boring game. And then we go to the Cowboys Vikings. This was a one sided game the entire way. Like from the very first drive, we saw the Cowboys play smash mouth football and they won 43-3 or something, or 40-3.
Yep, fire.
Um, and then Bengals Steelers ended up being the best game of the afternoon slate.
Yeah,
Like that was a game that was a high scoring. I mean, kind of settled off at the end. Like we knew who was going to end up winning this game towards the very end of it, but it was still a really good game. Like they were fighting back and forth. Um, Joe Burrow showed up against the Steelers this week. Um, 4 tutties. I mean that's a have a day for you. I know he threw 2 interceptions. Um, and that's that Steelers defense. It's going to do that to you.
Yep.
TJ being back only helps you guys out, but you know that Bengals offense is dirty, bro. That's back to back games that they just. I mean, 37 points versus Steelers defense. That's crazy to me because
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, like,
I'll give the Bengals props. They did that to us last year both times. Um, and the way they attack their offense is built is the Steelers' weaknesses right now. Um, like I don't know, we beat the Saints a couple weeks ago, and we stopped their run game, made Andy Dalton beat us. Andy Dalton can't beat us. Like win, we get a W. Joe Burrow, he likes to air that shit out.
yeah, you
He's
absolutely
West.
stop the run game. Like,
Yeah, we
they
have
had
a they
62
have like
rushing
a
yards.
yeah they had a West Coast fucking offense going, and we can't stop that. He has the arm. He's good enough. He can make the plays. His wide receivers are still talented enough. I mean, the backup fucking running back had two receiving touchdowns, 3 receiving touchdowns.
That's what I looked at this and went, what the fuck? Because I mean, I could tell you I kind of took a nap during this game a little bit. So that kind of just stuck out like a sore thumb to me, seeing him have combined 82 yards and 3 touchdowns. Like, that's unreal to me. But I
That's
mean,
fucked.
at the end of the day, you don't expect much out of the Steelers, and them putting up 37, keeping that game close. It's an interdivision game. That was a great game. But I would still like the NFL to even these games out. Like, there's no point to have a West Coast team fly to the East Coast and play a morning game. Like, there's no point. If
Why?
you're gonna have 7, 8 first like set of games, and then 2 like last week, 2 night games or 2 evening games,
I
like
mean,
that.
you're gonna be pissed. You're gonna be even more pissed on this Sunday.
Yeah, I that's just why I'm kind of talking about it.
There's only one.
Yeah, this is exactly why I'm talking about it. I mean, I do know it's Thanksgiving and Thursday night has 3 games because it's NFL's day. Like Thanksgiving, you crush football, but there's a bunch of 1 p.m. games Sunday. There's
Oh,
4. 2 1 o'clock, 2 1:25. Mhm.
really?
Yeah, sorry to
Really?
burst your bubble. But like I'm saying, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 morning games. Oh, what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 morning games actually. Everyone's playing this week. No bye weeks this week. That's why
That's stupid.
NFL
So
set
there's
it
bye
up.
weeks next week.
Is there bye weeks next week?
Well, I don't, my fantasy team's hurting bad. Yes, week 13 there's a fucking bye week.
That's why.
Fucking stupid.
But let's
Fucking
get
piss.
into more of these games. The Panthers Ravens game absolutely was terrible. 13-3, like that was fucking
For
boring.
for a second there, I thought Baker Mayfield was gonna beat them.
I I mean,
For a second, I thought.
one 1.0 seconds.
Yep.
Yeah, that's about all you could give to that take.
I thought for literally for 1 second, I thought Baker Mayfield was gonna come back and win this game.
Well, usually when someone says 1 second, they mean like thought it over for a little bit, but you legit mean 1 second.
I'm very literal when I speak.
That game was atrocious. Okay, another game that was atrocious. Jets Patriots. Holy shit. That game was 3-3 with 26 seconds left on the clock. Punt
Don't
return
remind
for a
me.
touchdown.
Don't remind me.
No, what I want to talk about is how bad Zach Wilson is, dude. Because this Jets team is everyone seems like they are defensively at least kicking on all cylinders. The rest of the offense is missing a fucking quarterback.
I just after the reports today when Robert Saleh said Zach Wilson I can't say he's gonna start this week. And you got Joe Flacco as your backup, and they're considering starting Joe Flacco over you.
Well, didn't
You're
they win a
probably
couple
pretty bad.
games? They won a couple games with Flacco.
Yeah, he's not. He's like the Colt McCoy backups.
Yeah, like I mean, I don't
I mean,
know.
let's not forget he was a Super Bowl champion,
At one point,
and he's getting outplayed by Zach Wilson, Milf Hunter. No, Joe doesn't let that happen. Joe takes his job back, leads the Jets to the fucking playoffs. That's what Joe's gonna do, and he's gonna think, "Oh, I got one more run in me. Let's go.
that's
All hands
right.
on deck." Yep, because Coach Sal is keeping the receipts. He knows what the fuck's going on. He's keeping the receipts. Gary V's keeping the receipts.
They win this game with Joe Flacco. I'm gonna
Probably.
say it here. They win this game with Joe Flacco. That
Did you
Patriots team
see
is
what
not.
Booger McFarland said about Zach Wilson?
What do you say?
He said because Zach Wilson's never felt adversity and he's never had to take accountability because he grew up rich.
I understand what he's trying to say in that aspect because there is a true part of like mentality wise of football. Like some people use like that as fuel, like their upbringing and their like doing this for my mama and she worked two jobs and like that's what he's kind of saying, like use that as fuel. Zach Wilson doesn't have any of that fuel. He was born
Yeah.
rich, into money, was given everything in life, like, oh, Zachy Poo, what do you want for Dinton?
Fucks his mom's best
Fucks
friends.
his mom's best friends. Like his mom has hot friends, fucks them. Like, are you this kid has got everything that he's wanted in life. He got drafted fucking what, second overall in the draft?
Yeah.
Yeah, like this kid has been handed every single thing to him on a platter. I understand what Booger means in that aspect because what did he say after the game?
I
The
just saw
reporter asked
quotes. He said no.
the reporter asked him, "Do you feel bad for your defense on the way things happen tonight?" And he said, "No." Like you got to take accountability at some point, Zach. Like, yeah, this loss is on me. I had 77 passing yards. This loss
Yeah.
is on me. This is my fault. I could not get it done. Like, dude, some points you have to take accountability.
Yeah.
He has none because he's never been asked for anything. He's always given. Give. Like, you get this, Zach. Here you go. Here's what, BYU full ride, even though you're already rich. Like that's like the rich get richer. That's what this kind of feels like in that situation where he's just been like the Johnny Manziel effect. Born rich, had money, got put on the bright lights, failed because he didn't have the will, the need.
Grit. The grit.
Like some people need that. They need that job, the NFL as a job to provide for their some of these guys have to pay for their entire family, all the cousins, the brothers, nieces, nephews. They have to support an entire family. Zach, on the other hand, never had that problem.
Gotta
Doesn't
support himself.
you know? It's all about him in his head. Like when that reporter asked, "Do you feel any like sorrow for the defense at all after they hold the Patriots to 3 points, except a special teams fucking punt at the end?" Like he's on no. Like dog, I know I'm sitting here complaining about the Jets, but that's embarrassing because this is a good team now. The Jets are a good team. Robert Saleh has kept their seats, like you said, has built a strong defense. It's all getting fucked up by this 23-year-old MILF hunter.
Damn right.
That's why Saleh's like, yeah, I'm thinking about fucking the old dude on the bench.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, you let Joe Flacco start, the Jets are gonna go to the playoffs, and I'm not gonna go as far as say make a run, but they're gonna make the playoffs if you start Joe Flacco.
Kind of like the same situation over in New Orleans. The Rams played the Saints. Saints ended up winning. But Jameis Winston is a better quarterback on this team, is the best quarterback on this team.
Was that clip that he said recent?
Yeah, that was after the game. boys in the locker room after a win, fucking sad. But I feel bad
Oh,
for him because that is a real thing. Like, I didn't lose my job. I got hurt, came back, and to lose my job like that. It, you know how everyone talks about baseball's unwritten rules? Football
yeah,
has some as well, and that is an unwritten rule. If you get hurt, you come back, you didn't lose your spot. You didn't unearn your spot. You got injured. That's a part of the game. You come back. If that person beats you out at the end of the day, they beat you out. But from what we were seeing, it wasn't like that until this game. I mean, Andy Dalton looked really good against
yeah.
a Rams defense who I consider decent. I mean, I didn't think Andy Dalton was good. I mean, I guess the
No,
Rams lost Stafford. I almost said Sam
Sam
Brad.
Bradford. Jesus,
What is me and all these names recently?
they
For
were the same helmet. That's why.
Asamoah last week, Sam Bradford this week. Um, but the Saints end up winning. I know I'm talking down on Andy because it is fun watching Jameis. Like, that's the only thing you get to take away from this is like, who do I want to watch on my TV every Sunday? I want to see Jameis Winston. I don't want to watch Andy Dalton.
No, I
You
want to see
know,
Jameis too.
Andy Dalton's
I've
time in this league has came and gone.
I've been very high on Jameis Winston ever since he's been won the
Very
Heisman. Not the 30-30, but the Florida State run, the Heisman. He played baseball. He was a closer.
crab legs.
Crab legs, all that got me. I thought he was a good player, and then I think it's very impressive to go 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions in 1 year. No matter how bad that may sound, I think it's very impressive to do that. That means he's a gunslinger, and 50% of the time he threw a touchdown, and 50% of the time he got picked off. So
Man,
that's kind of how I
flip
look
of
at
a
it.
coin, dog. Flip of a coin. 50-50
Yeah,
shot.
yeah, and so I think Jameis has a little bit of that in him, but when he's on the field, the Saints look bad. They looked bad.
Yeah. I think the Taysom Hill situation that they were doing was actually working
Yeah,
because it changed that whole like defense outlook. Like when Taysom's in, you got to be like, oh shit, run. Then he would pass it or read option, and then Andy Dalton would come and just sling the ball at them.
yeah.
And
That's
I
what
don't know if the Rams were sleeping a little bit too much and not paying attention when the quarterbacks were transitioning.
I don't know why that I got fucked on that game.
I
West
think
Coast going to an East Coast.
I picked Saints in that one. Yeah, I did. Um,
Yeah,
another
you're right.
a great game actually was Bills Browns. That ended up being a really nice game.
I
Um,
almost forgot about that game.
yeah, that game wasn't a snow day like we all expected. A little sad because we all woke up Sunday morning and Buffalo, New York was trending because all those players got up bright and early, all snowed in. Did you see those videos?
Yeah,
The
I,
I
I
think
thought they
Dion
left.
Dawkins. There was fans helping a guy shovel his driveway out so he could leave
Yeah, I
in
did see
all
that.
Bills gears. Bills Mafia, that's lit actually. Like you go out there and you're gonna be like, yeah, let's get this man of the game. You guys are
Go
out
to the ball game. Go to the ball game.
there shoveling his driveway.
Give him a quick slap ass.
Yeah.
Go get it, boy.
Hey man, if you're plowing my driveway, you earned that slap ass. Um, this, you know, I'm kind of a little excited for when the Browns get Deshaun Watson back. I don't think I'm allowed to say that, but
The fuck?
they're 3-7 right now, and they are. It feels like they're in a lot of these games.
Deshaun Watson is the Russell Wilson 2.0. He's just a bag stealer.
You think so?
Yep.
I mean, I guess I'm totally wrong when I think they're in a lot of these games. No, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least 6 of their games have been one possession like score. So I'm excited to see what Deshaun does. He might be back Steeler number 2 of this league after we saw Russ. Um, but this Browns team, they have good pieces everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's a someone who's actually a good football player. Um, and they just look like the Browns of old right now with their quarterback. I'm not a fan. Deshaun Kaiser, is that what his name is? What is his name? I'm just throwing names out there now. I have no idea. Oh, Jacoby Brissett. I'm just throwing names out there now. Um, but
I
yeah,
didn't hear one thing you just said.
okay, good. Um, Jacoby Brissett ends up throwing for 324, 3 touchdowns. They still lose this game by 8 points, but cover.
Stupid.
How how does that
Fuck
happen?
the Bills. Because they fucking throw a touchdown with 19 seconds left to the dude who I'm playing in fantasy, and he happens to catch the touchdown, and then I end up losing by 6 points in fantasy because of this bullshit touchdown that he caught with 19 seconds left. So fuck the Browns.
Yeah, I mean, I this only felt like they had to cover. Like it was like the coach had a fucking $1 million on them to cover this game.
Probably did. He needs to be investigated. He's a scumbag.
Probably does because with 19 seconds left, when I mean, I guess not really because you're only down by 8 at that point, so it's not really that crazily. But they were down by a lot that going into it, down by
Yeah,
15 with
what
two
they
minutes
get.
left.
So you get when you go play Detroit. What you get.
Um, Bills going to stay there because they're playing Detroit next week on Thursday or this week actually.
Yep.
Um, what other games we want to talk about?
Lions upset the Giants.
Yeah, there you go. We all take Giants on this one? It was a sweep.
Yeah, probably.
Um, as soon as the first quarter had ended, I follow this one guy on Twitter who's a huge Giants fan. Um, and he just pointed out like, how could you guys not see this coming? The Giants have a hard time keeping up on offense. So if a team's gonna drop fucking a shitload of points, good luck. And that's what this game just kind of felt like for me. Like, yeah, the Giants are good, but if you put a team who could score on them, like if the season ends right now, Giants make playoffs, they easily lose, like by any team,
Yeah.
because they don't score. Like they've been on the right side of a lot of games this year, and it seems like that could start like trending downwards.
They're still stuck on 3 years ago. They didn't have any number one wide receivers. They signed Kenny Galladay, trade Kadarius Toney. Kenny Galladay has been god awful. They still now have zero number one wide receivers.
Did you see them actually like cheer for when Galladay got a catch? They went bananas in New York because he got one catch. It was a 12-yard like in, and him just getting a catch, they went bananas. But this Giants team, I mean, this is a good season to build off of with your first year coach. Like I know we're only 11 weeks into it, whatnot, but this is
Yeah,
a great season to build off your rookie head coach. You had a lot of questions at quarterback. You had a lot of questions. I mean, that roster is not that good at all. Like, I mean, if you look at their defense, it's like they've picked apart the band of who got released last. Like,
yeah.
it's a lot of guys who
They're
are,
like the Orioles of
yeah,
MLB.
yeah, kind of like this year. Yeah, Orioles have played great all year until the end, and I definitely see the Giants doing that type of thing this year. But look for them to build off of this and go get wide receivers. Go draft a wide receiver, OBJ maybe. Go get him returning. I don't know. They definitely need to help out Vanilla Vic. That's all I gotta say.
Dude, he went to Duke. He went to fucking Duke. Call him Coach K Jr.
Vanilla Vic is his new nickname.
Man,
it's trending before I'm even talking about it. So
no, I never heard that in my life.
you never heard him called Vanilla Vic?
No, no.
I heard it on the pregame before. And that was a cap, but I've definitely heard it a lot.
I think that was the name of one of his dogfighting rings.
Oh, really? It's exactly why I'm calling him that because he's a dog. Biggest dog on the pound.
You need to go to
but
prison with that name.
we're talking a lot about the Giants, but the Lions did win this game. You know, their running back situation they got over there in Detroit, very nice. That 1-2 punch, Jamal Williams, D Swift, very nice. But are they going to use D Swift?
No, they're gonna use fucking
Jamal and
Justin Jackson.
Justin Jackson, former Charger. You're kidding me, right? Like, I'm reading this wrong, right? D Swift did not only have 5 carries,
No, he did, and he only had 3 catches.
and there was 37 carries, so he missed out on 32 carries. You're telling me?
Yep.
See, there's something wrong here. There's absolutely something wrong there.
And I honestly think D Swift is just as like power back as Jamal Williams is. Like those 1 yard touchdowns that Jamal Williams is getting could very well easily be DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, D Swift could have 11 touchdowns right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not mad about it because I drafted Jamal Williams in every league, but I do have D Swift in one league, and he's absolute garbage right now. Like, it's like
Yeah.
that's a bench roll. You get one tutty in 20 yards. Like, you're the third string running back who had a good game. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
this
You're on
offseason,
waivers.
this offseason is definitely going to be a good one for the Lions because they have some pieces to move now. D Swift is a guy you could certainly trade because one, running backs do not last forever. Two, he's already injury prone running back. And three, he does not seem like he wants to be there. When I watched Hard Knocks, he seemed like he had no energy, was like against the coaches, like had a big head. And it seems like that's what they're doing now. They're telling him, like, you're not that good. We do not need you. You
Yeah.
know, they rushed him, what, a combined 10 times in the last 2 games?
Treating him like glass.
I mean, he had 5 carries this game. They won. He had 6 carries last game. Oh, what? They won. Oh, and then let's not forget the Lions are on a 3-game winning streak. Oh, he had 2 carries that game. So I'm starting to build something up here. They just don't like
because
him.
he did.
And
Yeah, he
go ahead.
did go off. He did go off though when in their losses, like early in the year, 150 plus rushing yards. Like he was having himself a day. And then now he's not doing shit and they're winning.
He has 13 carries in 3 games, and the Lions are 3-0. When would you ever expect to say that?
Never.
Swift is was a first round pick in a lot of drafts, fantasy wise. He is like a solid back. 13 carries in 3 games.
Oh, he's for sure. He's good.
And he's gone. He's for sure is gone because a team's going to trade for him.
Yeah,
and
the Rams
absolutely kill it.
The Rams are going to trade for him.
Rams could trade for him. I mean, a lot of teams could. But he's a guy who I expect to absolutely kill it on a new roster next year.
Yeah. Well, I heard a report saying the Rams will do anything they can to not rebuild. So they will reload as much as they can until they can't anymore.
Makes sense. I could see them going to get Swift. I mean, why not?
Yes, I know. Reunite him with Stafford.
Right after the deadline, I don't remember if it was Pardon My Take or another podcast that I was listening to, but someone came out and said that, is it Kroenke? Sam Kroenke's their owner?
Kroenke, yeah.
Kroenke, whatever. He is addicted to trading picks. Like, he's sitting there like, he offered the Panthers 2 first-round picks for Brian Burns, outside linebacker. That would have been the craziest trade I think I've ever seen. 2 first-rounders for an outside linebacker? I've seen so much more go for so much less.
Yeah. For real.
DeAndre Hopkins was traded for David Johnson, who hasn't played football since.
He's
Like,
actually got snaps today.
I know I'm messing around. But like the significance of the trade, though, if you think about it, D Hop's played a lot of football and has been on the front of a
Electric.
lot of
Yeah.
catches and
Yeah.
touchdowns. And where's David Johnson's been?
Retired.
Yeah, just got signed. Missed 10 weeks of this season. Um,
We got one more game to
I
talk
heard
about.
I heard that Crunky is absolutely addicted to trading picks, and teams are actually like hanging up the phone saying like, "You need help." Like, no, that was a rumor
Uh,
that I heard. I mean, I don't know if it's true or not, but that
that's
is
funny
something.
that teams are saying no. If
Yeah,
I if
like,
I'm the if I'm the other team, I'm saying send it. Let's go.
but I mean, you have to think about it. What I don't know when those two picks were. Was it like, I'll give you 2028 and 2029 first round picks? How we
I
feeling?
I still would accept that.
I mean, you're not going to be the GM then,
They won't be able
realistically,
to rebuild. They won't be able to rebuild.
ever. I mean, especially how bad they are right now.
Yeah, because Stafford won't play forever
No, he could retire in like a year or two.
this year. They're saying he got knocked out with of the game with concussions, both game back to back.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
he's out. John Wolford season.
I feel bad for that. Is that a little bit of a sticky situation? Are we calling the Rams and going, "Hey, buddy, time to get your papers out. You're getting audited." He was off the protocol Friday night. Oh, Monday morning he's back in the protocol. What kind of bullshit is that?
Yeah.
Like, did you guys do the correct tests? NFL, time to start cracking down on these teams for this shit, because if players are going to come back in 20 years and try to sue the NFL for CTE, you got to be like, well, hey, buddy, we tested you. You said you were okay. We said you were okay. Like, I don't know. They got to do more things. Like, maybe if you leave a game for concussion, you're automatically out the next week.
Yeah.
And like,
It's probably gonna get to that point
it's
eventually.
going to be a 2 week out minimum or something like that, like MLB does 10 days.
Yeah.
You're on the 10-day IR. Sorry.
COVID dial.
Basically because the concussions are a real thing in the NFL. Last year, I felt like we kind of got out of the concussion realm. It felt like for the first time in a couple years, like we weren't buried in like, oh, concussions and quarterback health and all this stuff. And now, like, seems like one game a weekend, I see someone get KO'd right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cracked.
cracked like bad. And so I think that is definitely something that the NFL is going to have to take a look at. Or in 10 years, we won't have NFL. We're going to have,
Yeah.
it's going to go back, and I'm going to be watching freaking chicks in bikinis play football.
The KFL, the Kid Football League.
No. I'm watching chicks in bikinis. So
There's still one game we haven't talked about yet.
yeah, I
Probably
don't
been
want
avoiding it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
You've probably
You're
been
fucking
avoiding it.
wearing red. I'm wearing a Chargers hat. Are you kidding me right now?
But Travis Kelce, confirmed very good at football. Also confirmed no one can guard him on the fucking field.
Also confirmed nobody on the Chargers could guard him.
Exactly, nobody on the field.
Yeah, like versus Chargers at least 100% of the time. My group chats were going off this game because I was saying how Travis is top. Like I think at the end of the day when he retires, it's going to be Travis and Gronk 1-2-2-1. I don't know which order you want to put that in. But and he's also a Charger killer. Like they were putting up stats like he doesn't kill the Chargers. He averages 60 yards a game his entire career. In the first 8 years, he didn't have more than 25 yards in a game or something. Like, I don't know. He averages like 60 yards a game versus Chargers his whole career as a tight end. That's bonkers to me.
Yeah, he's pretty fucking good. It was fun. It was a fun
Great.
game to watch.
And Patrick Mahomes is great because at the end of the game, when the Chargers are covering everyone, what's he going to do? He's going to roll out and get the first down.
Yep.
He's going to throw a couple jukes and he's going to get the first down. Like that offense is still really good and they're just very smart. They don't even run routes really. Like Kelsey just gets open. Um,
They're very yeah, I like that about them. They just make up routes. I like that.
they have a great like. It reminds me so much of Philip and Antonio Gates back in the heyday when Gates would have like a tree of routes you could run on this play. Like here's
Yeah.
4 routes if you want, pick one. And that's what it seems like. But Kelsey still has more like free because he's more athletic than Antonio Gates was. But he just could just cut and stop on a dime. And it's very hard to play defense in this league and to cover people. And right now, Travis just reminds me of a prime Gronk. That's just what he reminds. He's in his bag and he's hard to stop every night. If you stop him, congrats, because that's a little dub itself.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I mean, he had
And
3 fucking touchdowns. I don't know what else to say. He's the best tight end in the league, and he has been. Everyone wants to argue like a guy pops off for a year, like oh Mark Andrews, oh Kittle, like Kelsey's here year in and year out every fucking night, dude. Doesn't get hurt like fucking Iron Man out there. Him and his brother. I don't think his brother has missed a game in his entire career. Like
yeah.
it's crazy how some people have like no luck with injuries and some people have like a ton.
Oh, the look. No,
All
but
the
Chargers look like they're gonna win there for a second, right?
Chargers look like they can win every game to me.
Something goes on with their offense and after halftime. I don't
I
know
don't
if
think
there's
it's
zero
just the.
adjustments being made
I
or
agree with you.
because when I'm watching the last 2 Sunday night games that I watched, right out of the fucking gates, boom, touchdowns. We're scoring first drive. We get the ball. Justin Herbert looks good. Spiral's looking great. Arm looks good. Receivers are catching the ball.
Well,
Except,
let's not forget Mike Will has 1 catch.
oh yeah, fuck him. I don't want to talk about him.
I do want to talk about it because we were talking
He's a
about why the
fragile,
offense changed. I mean,
fragile little bitch.
one series and he's off the field.
Yeah, and all I heard during the pregame, Mike Williams said he feels 200%. He's gonna have a great game today. He's excited to be out there.
Yeah,
So,
1 catch.
so me being a fantasy owner of Mike Williams, Sunday Night Football, of course I'm gonna start him. I'm gonna watch my guys eat on Sunday Night Football. I don't care the outcome. I'm just gonna watch my guys eat. Gets 1 catch. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be a good game. Early first drive of the game. I think it was the first catch of the game for the Chargers. He catches the ball. 5 minutes later, Mike Williams is questionable with a ankle sprain. It's the same ankle that he just said I feel 200% on, and he didn't even get tackled. He just got pushed out of bounds.
Yeah, like it.
You're a scumbag.
It's There's a couple more things the Chargers do wrong. I mean, like the prevent defense at the end of the game. Like, dude, the fuck is going on? The second half, like it seems like the Chargers get a lead and play prevent, and then that fucking prevails to a loss. Like that's what
You guys should look at your coach's like decision making when it's in certain games because he was all analytics his first like year, whatever, 2 years, and now it's like he feels with his gut and he's always wrong.
Well, the first year, I think you're backwards. I think the first year was all gut, and then the last game, last fucking play of the year, he went gut, and it fucked him. And everyone all off season was saying, "Well, Staley, you got to start. You can't go for it on 4th down every time because the games we lost last year to not make playoffs, we went on 4th down on the wildest occasions, like own
Yeah,
30, own 40, like 20-yard line. Like, dude, you gotta punt it sometimes and just say, wham bam, thank you, ma'am. I'm sorry we couldn't get it done on offense, defense. Go fucking get me the ball again. Let's try it again. Like
it's like no trust in his defense.
and then this year, we don't go for it on 4th down. And Staley's calling all the plays on defense. Like it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know what the fuck happened from year 1 to year 2. The team is better this year, but was coached better last year. That's what's unreal to me is that like we I don't know. I mean, it's the Chargers. It's the same old Chargers at the end of the day. They lose the close ones. They also lose the games they shouldn't. Like that's just the Chargers. It's a life of being a Chargers fan.
It's honestly, it's
It's what it is. You know it. You were a Chargers fan at one point.
No,
It's the life
I have
of
no,
the
I don't,
Chargers.
I have no like recollection of that
Yeah, I'm not
feeling.
letting
But
you get away with that.
um, the
Um,
group chats and stuff were funny though.
yeah,
Seeing just how like promising everyone felt, and then
it
knowing it's gonna lose, and then they do
let's
lose.
go.
It's it's just silent. No one's talking no more. Nobody's texting
I didn't
anything.
look at my messages after the second half. Like I just knew where the game was going. It was just built up for the Chiefs to have a nice little comeback, and they did. That's what they do, and that is why I have them number one this week on my week whatever top whatever. No Roman, so I'm just gonna bully through my list and let you bully through yours, and we could argue back and forth after. All right.
I got Chiefs 1-2.
Okay, I'm just gonna bully all 11, and you go all 11, and we argue why we hate each other.
Oh, okay.
All right, we'll do it a little different because no Roman this time. My list: top week 11, top 11, week whatever, top whatever. Going Chiefs 1, Eagles 2, Bills 3, Dolphins 4, 49ers 5, Cowboys 6, Vikings 7, Ravens 8, Titans 9, Giants 10, and sneaking in at number 11, Tom Brady and the Bucks. Because I just think that there's an eensy little cunt hair that this man turns it all around right in front of our eyes. Right after his bye week.
One I got Steelers. Two I got Rams.
Wait, what? The fuck are you talking about?
I'm just kidding. One Chiefs. Two Eagles. Three Vikings. Four Bills. Five Dolphins. Six 49ers. Seven Cowboys. Eight Titans. Nine Ravens. 10 Jets. And number 11, rounding off the top 11, week 11, the New York Football Giants. Still finding a way to be on my list every fucking week until the end of the year.
They're just gonna slowly just like um I kind of lost you there for a second. So we had the same one too, Chiefs Eagles.
Yep.
And then who'd you have?
Vikings Bills.
You went Vikings right there.
Yep.
After getting brutally blown out.
Yeah, by the Cowboys, who are a great team. They still beat the Bills. They have to be above the Bills. They're above the Bills. They beat the Bills.
No, that's not how it works here. I got Bills
Yes.
3. I think they. I mean,
They didn't look good.
armor.
They didn't look good.
I think with their defense still a little unhealthy, once they get back up and going, I think they're going to be kicking on all cylinders. And do not sleep them out of this OBJ fucking thing.
They're
Right?
out. They're out.
Don't sleep them out of it.
I already got sources. I can't confirm until the news is out.
Yeah, you're going to say fucking Cowboys like the rest of the world. I say he goes back Giants just for the hell of it.
Oh,
Okay,
Cowboys.
so you have Vikings 3. I have Bills 3. And then I have Dolphins 4.
I have Dolphins 5, Bills 4, Dolphins 5.
Okay. Then I have 49ers, Cowboys, Vikings.
49ers, Cowboys, Titans for me.
Titans are still up there. They could have bumped up, but
I like the way they are in games at all moments of the game.
I just like them kind of being a little sleeper behind because I don't want to be too high on them because I don't like them really at all. I mean, I don't like Tannehill even though he played a good.
They are the AFC version of the Giants, in my opinion. If they make playoffs, they'll get stomped by the first round. They'd lose.
Yeah,
And I thought that last year too. I mean, I didn't think that last year, but they were a 1 seed last year, and then they lose to the Bengals. So, but still, that's how I compare Titans Giants. Same, my opinion.
I can see it. That's why I got them 9-10. Boom, boom. And I had to round it off with the Bucks because this is a prediction pick right here. I don't think a Tom Brady team is going to drop below like 12, 15.
I keep seeing that TikTok that's going around of that dude saying Tom Brady's gonna be 8-9, win the division, host a playoff game, and win a Super Bowl. at
I
eight and
mean,
nine.
I definitely could see it. Rumors are coming out that Giselle had been cheating on him for the past year, and you know that sucks. But the worst, I mean, now everyone's saying he came back so he could feel some love, and it made me feel bad for the guy after he's won 7 fucking rings. I mean, because everyone's people too, and that sucks definitely if he was getting cheated on by his fucking former
Brazilian supermodel
Brazilian
wife. Yeah, that fucking
supermodel,
sucks.
makes more money than him. Yeah, that sucks. But still, I think they have a chance still. That team is still has a good roster, had a bye week. Um if we did 11 weeks last week, they might have been the number 11 team. So um I'm just gonna stick them in there. They might not have the prettiest record, but they lead that division, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. They get themselves in the
I
playoffs.
actually think they're tied with the Falcons right now.
They might be tied with everybody. I don't know. That division isn't that good.
Um, Technically they're 5-5. The Falcons are 5-6, so they lead the division.
Okay, so feel pretty good there. Um, yeah, I didn't hate either of our lists. I dropped the Vikings heavy because I was already. I mean, I like them a lot, but a little
That
part of the
was
back of my brain said every win they have is versus bad teams besides one, and then I picked them this weekend because I thought they were the better team than the Cowboys, but I'm starting to smell the shit under the makeup, you know?
yeah.
Kirk
I
Cousins
just
on prime
I
time.
knew
Can you trust Kirk Cousins in the playoffs? Because every game feels like prime time in the playoffs.
I can I I'm one of the few Kirk Cousin fans. I think he's fucking good.
No, if you ask my dad in 2012, the Washington Redskins at the time drafted
Whoa, whoa, whoa. R words.
at the time. I can say I do have a card saying I can say that. Um, the the Washington Redskins at the time drafted a
Ten?
young RG3 in the first round. But that same draft, 2012, the fourth round, they drafted a young quarterback out of what, Michigan State University?
He's a Spartan.
Yeah.
Big Ten Player of the Year.
Fourth rounder gets drafted. RG3 ends up going through injuries. All of a sudden, Kirk Cousins is this fucking guy. And if you would have asked my dad in 2013, when the Chargers were struggling with the freaking Philip Rivers week in and week out, I was pressing to trade for Kirk Cousins. Who would have known that Kirk Cousins ends up being a freaking G and has made a lot of money in his career, played some decent football at it while doing it. But I just do not trust him in the playoffs. And when the light shines the fucking brightest, Kirk Cousins looks the other way.
Nah, 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 nah. You're wrong.
We'll see Thursday night coming
The
up. Wait
stats
for the
the stats
pick'em.
say that. Yeah,
Wait for the pick'ems.
the numbers do say that, but you're just wrong.
If we're speaking numbers, he's not good when the light shine brightest.
You're right. If we're speaking numbers, but we're not speaking numbers right now.
Okay.
This is just hardcore facts. Vikings will win against the Patriots. Bill
I just
Belichick.
told all the fucking viewers and listeners to wait till pick'ems, and you just give
I'm
them
giving him.
like
I'm
that.
giving you an early. I'm giving you an early Thanksgiving.
That's
A
not good.
hungry,
That's not
hungry pick. I'm giving you a Thanksgiving turkey pick. Come on, my
anything else that we
first
missed
annual.
over this weekend in the NFL?
I don't think so. I think we got it. Titans beat the Packers. Packers stink. Joe Flacco's gonna be starting quarterback. Take the Jets to the playoffs. Uh,
Oh, did
49ers
you
are
see
dominant.
one thing before we get out of here? We had a couple injuries this week. Justin Fields dislocated his shoulder and came back and still played.
Nothing. He's fine.
Yeah, stud. Another news: Kyle Pitts torn MCL, done for the year. Broncos cut wave Melvin Gordon. Kind of weird. Didn't Hackett say Gordon was safe like 3 weeks ago? After Gordon was pissed off that he didn't play
I
the game.
I think he would look good in Chargers uni, don't you think?
I mean, you want me to head to the closet?
I think give him a little redemption.
I could go to the closet.
Have you guys played the Broncos twice yet?
No,
Perfect.
I'm liking what you're cooking up right here.
Perfect.
I'm just kidding. I don't want Melvin Gordon on my team.
He's gonna get signed by the Raiders actually, and
Oh,
get another DUI.
definitely, definitely signed by the Raiders.
Yeah,
Um, Honestly, I don't know. Melvin Gordon still decent back in this league. Does have a fumbling problem still, but decent back.
yeah. Good
I
luck.
mean, I would I would take him if one of my guys went down, but
I can see him going to New England.
why was that sitting on the top of my head? Because they just love running backs.
They just fix people. If you fumble, you sit. That don't fumble, you can play.
I could see him going to the Chiefs. I mean, they've had a lot of running back problems, but they actually have Isaiah. What's his name? Pachenko.
Pacheco, he's fucking good as fuck too.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I mean, it might just be that 1-0. He's rocking that 10.
I know, scares me.
It scared the fuck out of me so much. I mean, he was running the ball awesome.
Like the same size too.
Yeah.
Tyreek looks faster, but when you see that 10 burst out and you're like, oh fuck, not again.
One last note that I want to bring up before we get out here, and I love the Average Take listeners. Love you guys. Last note. Did you notice Kyler Murray has been injured since the new Call of Duty has dropped?
Oh my god. No, I didn't.
Kyler Murray hasn't played a snap of football
That's just a coincidence.
since Warzone 2 came out, since COD, talking shit.
Hey buddy, if I'm him, I am cranking that game. I'm just offline all day long.
Um, does Cliff Kingsbury have a job tomorrow?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
I'm over Cliff Kingsbury. That Cardinals team's good. Last year, that Cardinals team was good. What were they? 7-0 last year?
Yep.
Yeah, they were good. Started off great.
Kyler Murray's MVP pick.
What does why did he even get that job in the first place? He lost his ass at Texas Tech after Patrick Mahomes left.
Patrick Mahomes got him the job.
3 years later?
He's only 1 year later.
It was one?
Yeah, because they thought they were gonna, or
I
it
thought
was maybe the same offseason because they thought the Cardinals were gonna draft Patrick Mahomes because Cliff Kingsbury, and then they drafted Rosen, and then they drafted Kyler the next year.
Rosen and I don't remember who their coach was. Because I don't think Cliff drafted Rosen. Cliff came in, Rosen had already 1 year, and they drafted another guy because he wanted his own guy. He got Kyler.
Who was their coach then?
Oh, they've had a couple.
Hold on, I think I can find it fast.
If my
I
brain
know someone. Oh, maybe not actually.
my brain might not. My brain might not process it right. But Cliff, he lost his ass over at Texas Tech. He was a losing head coach. He got fired that year. They hired he got like a promotion for being fired. He got fired from college because he sucked, and the NFL was all, you know what? You look like a great coach.
This motherfucker deleted it. I think, what did they say his name was? Freddie. Freddie something. He's a big fat dude. He used to coach the Browns.
Freddie?
I want to say that was their old coach's name.
Well, wasn't it wasn't that for a while, man?
Card.
I don't know, man. I wasn't a Cardinals fan, so So it was Kent Wisenhunt, and then Bruce Arians, right? And then who else?
Steve Wilkes. Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury was 2019. What year was Rosen drafted? 2018?
That I feel like
Yeah, probably makes sense. Steve
yeah,
Wilkes is there.
2018, first round, 10th pick. He's only 25.
Yeah, what team is he on right now? The Bucks, right?
Cleveland. He's a Brown.
Loser.
Yeah, I feel bad for him. I mean, not everyone pans out in the NFL, and he had like a cocky mindset going in.
Because he's a fucking Bruin.
Wasn't he like studying to be like a neurosurgeon or something crazy, and was like challenging his coach there, like mentally and stuff like that? I don't know. I remember him being a problem coming out of the draft, and then it was 1 year later he was cut. So,
Okay, how high do you think, or how big do you think Spencer Rattler's head is right now?
Spencer Rattler after his 5 touchdowns,
Big touchdowns and beat Tennessee.
6 touchdowns, beat Tennessee. You have to be for him because Tennessee had so much hype, and his hype, Spencer Rattler's hype, was non-existent this season because, I mean, he didn't go to a big school. You transfer from Oklahoma to South Carolina, dog. The game you're going to be a Gamecock.
Yes, sir.
I mean, yeah, it panned out for him. He had his night.
People are gonna remember him now. His name again, Spencer Rattler. Wow, this is what we were looking for.
Yeah,
This
because
could be a turning point for him too. I've seen games like that happen when guys can it clicks for them finally, and then they just turn it on. I mean, shitty now because he only has 2 games really to turn it on for.
does he have another season of eligibility?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
He
mean, if
he
he
won't get
wanted to,
drafted.
he'd stay.
He probably won't stay because these are just fucking. These are what kids do.
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
Transfer, 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 transfer.
I mean, I don't think you want to stay because next year's class looks pretty nice, right? If I'm not mistaken,
Where?
quarterback class next not this upcoming draft, but the next draft.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, this draft is still going to be pretty damn good of
This
quarterbacks.
one's gonna be nice. I think next one though is Caleb Williams and Bo Nix draft.
No, Bo Nix should go this year,
Yeah, you're right. He is.
but Caleb Williams and I don't know. There's a couple guys I'm forgetting.
The Ohio State dude, I think. CJ Stroud.
No, he's this year.
Well,
I think. I don't know.
I don't know how many
I
of them are
watch college.
juniors.
With all these kids getting the COVID year, they all got like an extra year. Everyone's 20 fucking 5.
Yeah.
It's weird to me because these college kids are older than I am, older than we are,
Yeah.
and in college still. Like, oh, my friends graduated from college years ago. Like, I went to JUCO feels like forever ago. It hasn't been that long, but it still feels like, I don't know. I could have done 2 tours at this point. That long of a time. Like,
Shout out our veterans.
yes, shout out vets. All right, nothing wrong with being average. Love you guys. Deuces. We'll see you Thanksgiving for some picks. Adios.